Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to share with you some of the most common mistakes that beginner dropshippers do when first starting dropshipping. Now, as you guys may or may not know, dropshipping has become extremely competitive nowadays. It's no longer what it used to be. Back in 2017-18, when it was the golden age of dropshipping, when it was so easy to get results with the random store, random products, and just terrible ad copies, ad creatives, and you would still get away with a couple sales here and there. Well, unfortunately, that is no longer the case nowadays. It has become a lot harder to get results with dropshipping because of the much stronger competition and because of highly educated consumers who are now very wary of bad dropshipping practices, which keep them away from buying from online stores that look like the typical dropshipping store from 2017 and 2018. So the first mistake, guys, is starting with no money. Now, a lot of people, they wrongfully assume that you only need a couple $100s to get started with dropshipping because they heard that some guru said that you only need that low of a budget to get started and you would be able to get the ball rolling and start getting your first results with that amount of money. But the truth is that couldn't be further from the truth, because despite dropshipping being one of the most budget-friendly online businesses out there that you can start, you cannot run away from the fact that there are a lot of costs that you need to absorb when kicking off your dropshipping journey. So the first and most expensive thing is obviously your online advertising, which is mostly going to consist of Facebook ads. On average, you would want to spend anywhere between $100 to $150 to completely test a product and be able to decide whether or not that product is going to work for you. There are also other costs associated with your Shopify subscription, with buying a domain, with some paid apps that you need to optimize your store and increase your conversion rate. If you have no skill editing dropshipping videos, then obviously you would also have to hire someone to do the videos for you, because your creative is extremely important when it comes to marketing your product. If you have a bad creative, no matter how good your product is, it's not going to sell. A lot of people think that one product stores are the recipe for success with dropshipping. Obviously, you can get a very successful product branded and marketed on a one product store and manage to generate decent results with it, right? But the main issue with one product stores is that they are not that scalable, and your scalability is limited to how much revenue you can extract from that product alone. And as you get closer to the cap of the revenue that you are able to generate with that particular product, there is no more revenue that you can generate, since your whole revenue is dependent upon that single product and you cannot add other products within that one product store. Not only that, if your product happens to die out, or there is no more demand for that particular product in the market, then you are basically stuck with the one product store that is no longer generating sales, and you would need to build a whole new store from scratch again to market a different type of product. And you just run into this never-ending cycle of having to build as many stores as many products you test. And in my opinion, this is not the best way for a beginner to kickstart their dropshipping journey. What I recommend is to start with a niche store, because at least it gives you the flexibility to test multiple products, different products under the same niche, and you are never really reliant on one single product. You don't put all your eggs into one basket, and you also get to leverage your passion for that niche, if you do have one, which you will leverage to find other products that you believe will have a high selling potential. Mistake number 3 is having unrealistic expectations from the get-go. A lot of people, when they get started with dropshipping, they expect to get rich overnight, but this is unrealistic and extremely unlikely unless you get extremely lucky and you have as much luck as winning the lottery, really. And this stems from these YouTube gurus giving false promises to newbies, people that have no experience or understanding of how dropshipping works and what it takes to generate your first results with dropshipping and then scaling to get to a decent amount of revenue over time. These people, they just automatically believe whatever these gurus feed them through their YouTube videos, but that is just BS, guys. Dropshipping is no different than any other business model out there. It's no different than a physical business. It takes a lot of work, it takes patience, it takes time to get the ball rolling. And just because the business is operated online, just because you sell products online without holding inventory, it doesn't mean that you will generate results and you will make a significant amount of money in a very short amount of time. Most of the gurus that you see online sharing crazy dashboard screenshots and promising you to make 6 figures worth of revenue in just a couple of months. Most of them make more money from selling coachings than they make from their actual dropshipping stores. Most of the dashboard screenshots that they share on their YouTube videos, they only show a very short time frame during which they were able to generate those results. They do not show screenshots that go very long a time frame at least a year, meaning that they were able to maintain momentum and consistency running the same store for a couple of months or even better for a couple of years. So what that suggests, if they are not able to show you that type of screenshot, it just means that they were able to find one winning product with which they were able to generate sales for just a couple of months. But then once the product dies out, they are not able to sustain that momentum going forward. And that is exactly what you want to be seeing from someone that claims that they have expertise within e-commerce and dropshipping. You want to see someone that has had the ability to sustain consistency over time, just being able to generate revenue and being profitable every single month and every single year, at least for a year. So you want to see someone that's been able to consistently grow their revenue at least during a year. Mistake number 4 is ignoring what data to read and how to read it. Before you spend any dime on Facebook ads, you need to have a strong understanding of knowledge of the main, such as CTR, CPC, CPM. These metrics you have to know by heart and understand exactly what they mean and what you are looking for as far as the number that you should be shooting for each of these, for each single metric that I have just outlined to you guys. So if you do not understand what CTR means, how much CTR you should be shooting for to understand whether or not a product has the potential to do great, you will just end up throwing money away, and you will never be able to efficiently spend your marketing budget, make informed decisions about whether or not to pursue scaling a product or just killing it to avoid wasting money on a product that has no potential. So really guys, before you get started with online advertising, you really have to do your due diligence and understand each and every single metric so that you hit the ground running with advertising and you know exactly what you are doing. And only by doing that, you minimize your chances of losing your valuable marketing budget. Mistake number 5 is buying overpriced, outdated courses from gurus that proclaim that they have expertise and they were able to generate money from their dropshipping stores consistently, when that is not the case, as most of their income comes from coaching and selling courses, not from operating their dropshipping stores. So before you give your hard-earned dollars to any guru that claims that they are an expert in the field and that they will help you generate hundreds of thousands of dollars operating a dropshipping business, you should first do your due diligence. Ask them for proof suggesting that they were able to generate results consistently over time for at least a year or two, preferably at least 2 years, so that you are able to trust them, because only by them showing you this type of proof, they are equipped with the necessary knowledge to hold your hand and show you the right way to start this business and get your first results. Mistake number 5 is spending very little time on building the store and optimizing the design of it. So this is a mistake that a lot of newbies do. They just rely on AI because they have watched somewhere on YouTube that AI will help you build a store in so little time, in as little as a couple minutes. They just go with the easy solution because they are lazy. They do not want to put in the effort that's required to build a highly converting, professional, clean store. So as we are in 2024 and consumers nowadays are very much educated about how to pick up on dropshipping cues whenever they are browsing a store. So the more time you spend building your store and optimizing it, refining every single aspect of it, the less dropshipping cues your store will have and higher trust you will convey to your store visitors. And that is the only way to ensure that you have the best chances of generating sales with your dropshipping store. Guys, the more time you spend optimizing your store, the more you enhance your chances of success and the more you increase your conversion rate. It's a no-brainer, guys. A store that took only a couple minutes to build will never be as optimized as a store that took hours or even days of building and optimizing, because if you took both stores and you compare them side by side, it's very easy to find out which one will perform better. So guys, don't make this mistake of rushing through this critical process that is building, designing, and optimizing your store. Mistake number 7 is picking the wrong niche. Now, typically what happens with this issue is that a lot of beginners, they either pick a niche that has very good demand potential, but they have no understanding of, or they pick a niche they are very much passionate about, but that niche has no demand whatsoever. So the best case scenario is to just find the balance between these two situations. And when you find the sweet spot between these two situations, that is the best case scenario as far as picking the right niche. Because what you really want to achieve with picking the right niche is finding a niche that you have a decent, I wouldn't say strong understanding of, but at least a decent understanding of, and then that niche has a decent amount of demand as well. You really don't want to fall in a situation where you have no understanding of the niche and the niche has no demand. You want to find the perfect balance between having passion, understanding, and command of the niche you would want to sell in, and that niche having a decent amount of demand. And that is the best combination to ensure your longevity in the game and your ability to generate decent results. Mistake number 8, and the last mistake we're going to be discussing in this video, is not treating dropshipping as a really legit business. A lot of people, when they get started, they assume that since this is an online business, since you have no inventory to deal with, and since everything has to be done online, that this is just something temporary, that they just take it as a side hustle to get some side income coming in. This is absolutely false, guys. Dropshipping is no different than any other business model. And to the people that consider it as something that is not worthy of being treated as a real business, is they just make sure that they fail with this business because they did not give it the required time, attention, and dedication that any business requires to take off and succeed. So if you really are not dedicated to your dropshipping business the same way you would be dedicated to launching any type of business for that matter, then you shouldn't be surprised when you do not get the results you were expecting, because dropshipping takes a lot of work and you're going to have to face a lot of failures along the way before you find your first success. So if you do not have this mindset prior to launching your dropshipping store, then you are basically shooting yourself in the foot, and you are not ensuring that you put your best chances at success on your side. So you really have to understand this concept to know what to expect with this business model, so that when the obstacles come along the way, you will be fully equipped and prepared to handle them in the right way, to ensure that you overcome them and you achieve your desired result, which is to eventually be financially independent with this business model that is dropshipping, which is absolutely possible as long as you put in the work and you treat it as a real business that is worthy of the same type of attention and dedication any other business would require. So I hope you guys learned from these mistakes that I have shared with you. I hope that you do not make them prior to launching your dropshipping journey. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section down below. If you find this video valuable, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.